Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor, and today we're doing another coaching session for League of Legends. So special thanks to Justin. This is going to be a Silver Janna game, I believe. Let me refresh this. Typical op.gg fashion. Um, this runs really slowly sometimes. Yes, Silver 1, so right on the cusp. Getting close to that coveted Gold 5. Scroll back down here. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and get in here. See if we can help Justin figure out how to get some more wins. Alright. So just overall, you always want to aim for one control ward every 5 minutes, one normal ward per minute. You get pretty close to this, so good job. Recommended runes typically for Janna are 9 armor reds, 9 HP yellows, 9 AP blues, and then 3 AP quints. And then you're against Leona, so switching over to magic resist blues is probably a good idea. She has a decent amount of magic damage if she gets on you. And that's what it looks like you've done. So that's great. As far as masteries go, I would highly recommend that you switch over to Explorer. 15 move speed in the river is a really big deal. That helps you rotate faster. It helps you ward and get back to lane faster. Less chance that your AD carry is going to die while you do that. So that's helpful. This little block thing here really only blocks 1 or 2 damage. And you shouldn't be taking that much harass. Leona is a melee champion. And you probably shouldn't be taking that many hits from Draven, so this is really just for jungling, I think. I mean, maybe for like AD carry if for some reason they decide to go into this tree. Maybe, but not. I very rarely recommend that as a support. Like maybe if you're against like a Sona or something, you might consider it, but overall, I don't think it's that great. Man. This op.gg loads up like it's Windows 95 or something. Anyways, so that's what I would recommend. You may also want to take the flat health instead of the extra shielding mastery, just because you're against a very, very dangerous all-in lane in Leona and Draven. That's super dangerous. That's almost as like aggro as you can get early game. So it's going to be a very, very difficult lane. Okay. A good build order that I like is like Oasis into Ardent into Redemption into Athene. I think you get your... Yeah, you do get your gold item fast, and you get to... I would go Oasis in this one, definitely. I would definitely go Oasis. Much faster than you do. And we'll talk about it when we get into the game. But that 4th ward is going to be key. Because you're going to lose this lane. Make no mistake about it. I haven't watched the video yet, but it's almost impossible to win this lane unless the jungler comes down there and just sits on you the whole game. Draven just absolutely massacres Lucian. He massacres almost everybody early game, and then with Leona, that's just so much aggression. It's very, very difficult to win that lane. So that's why I recommend Oasis, because then at least you can ward for Echo, you can try to ward for Dragon. You can try to catch them out of rotations because they're going to take bot tower first, most likely. And then, of course, they're going to try to grab Dragon and then rotate to middle as well would be the standard move. So you want to have wards ready for all of that so that, maybe you can catch Draven out alone when he's, trying to walk through the river. Or maybe you could see Skarner trying to sneak a dragon and then collapse on him and kill him. So just wards are going to help you a lot more than Ardent Sensor early on. You should still go Ardent, like ASAP, but you should get your Eye of the Oasis first. You should complete it. It's only 250 extra gold just to grab the a 4th ward, which is a great bargain. And I'm pretty sure it also gives you a little bit more health regeneration, base health regen. So it's, 125 on that? Yeah, and it's only 50 here on the base. So you're paying 250 for an extra 75 base health regen and a ward, which is pretty good in a lane, especially a tough lane. What's up? Hi. Okay. So yeah, that would be something I'd recommend. And then Athene's is also good. I mean, I understand the Mikhails because of Leona, so you probably have to get Mikhails. Just in theory for future Janna games, Athene's is not as bad as people think it is. Especially after you get Redemption. because a level 5 Janna E is going to end up giving you a 384 shield. And that's with Mikhail's. And then with Athene's, it's going to give you 415. So I don't know exactly what that... It's like 8% more. Something like that. 10% more would be 30. It's like between 8 to 10% more. And then a level 3 R on your ultimate is going to give you an extra, 5% or so, give or take. So it's actually is more efficient at healing. So the AP on this is more efficient than the healing on the Athenes. And then you're getting more healing because of the blood charges rather than the ability to remove crowd controls. So, I think a lot of people see that 20% plus healing and shielding, and they think that that's automatically what you have to do because you're a healer and a shielder. But, excuse me, that's not necessarily the case. So just doing some math for you there on that. That's something that I get asked a lot about on stream with Janna when I do get Athene sometimes. And that's just kind of the math behind it, is that it is more efficient in many circumstances than getting the Mikhail's. But here, because you have the Leona, because you might need to cleanse one of her stuns or something like that, the Mikhail's might be a good idea. If you use it correctly, we'll see. That's another thing, is like there's no margin for error on Athene's. Like, you can't mess that up, right? Mikhail's, there is room to make mistakes. You could be late on the Mikhail's, you could be out of range. They could walk right into another stun right after you Mikhail's them. It does make them immune to slows, but not stuns for 2 seconds. So, Mikhail's has a cooldown. It's a lot less useful when it's on cooldown. So, I don't know. So it can be really useful, and I do get Mikhail sometimes. And against Leona, it can be a good place, but only if you're using it correctly. Only if your allies are playing correctly around it. So it requires a bit more coordination. Okay, so pre-game, just kind of looking at what we're up against here. Like I said, you're probably going to lose this lane. It's going to be really hard. Ornn, I imagine, is going to lose top lane pretty hard because Ornn is in a terrible place right now. Sejuani's pretty good into Skarner. And Echo into Brand is kind of a skill matchup. I think Brand wins that early, depending on what's going on. So it's going to be tough. So I really don't think there's any way you're going to win 2v2 fights unless they mess up like astronomically or your jungler comes down to camp for you. So you just want to hold your lane as long as you possibly can and then go and help hold on to the middle. So you're just kind of going to be on the back foot a lot of this game, I think. You're just going to be trying to hold on. But you just want to slow their progression. So just try to get wards around, try to rotate, use your shields on towers and things like that when they're sieging towers. Use a full charge tornado to help wave clear. So you're going to be on the back foot. It's going to be a very difficult game. You're going to have to catch them out in transition, and you're going to have to hope that Echo gets huge. And then your win con is just to pick people off, get kills, and then rotate and get objectives. So I'm going to be honest with you here. You should probably consider dodging this game. So I'm going to give you the best advice that I can to help you win, obviously. And I know it's not the sexiest advice out there, right? Is that, maybe you should dodge. Once again, I haven't seen the game, so I have no idea, like, how all of your teammates are going to play. I don't know if people are going to be goofing around or messing up or raging or AFK or what. I have no idea what's going to happen. But just looking at it objectively, like, if this was the champion select and I was the Janna here, I would highly consider dodging. Because every lane's going to lose. Probably. That's my prediction, is that every lane's going to lose. Lucian is a very weak pick right now, bot lane, especially into Draven. And Leona compounds that. Like, yes, Janna's good into Leona, but Draven outscales Lucian so hard that it's going to be very difficult to overcome that. And then mid lane, like, Echo can do very well against Brand. But Echo's much harder to play than Brand also, I think. So we'll see. And Brand has better wave clear. I don't know. This is kind of like, this is your one salvation, I think. This is your 50-50 matchup where, maybe Echo pulls it out. But I still expect Brand to pull ahead early. Sejuani versus Skarner. Like, Sejuani's better than Skarner, but Skarner's still alright at picking people off. I know he's kind of a weird pick, but he's okay. You got a little advantage here in the jungle. Then top lane, they should have an astronomical advantage. I just don't understand how Ornn's going to stand up to the split pushing power of Tryndamere. He's not going to be able to put enough pressure on him early. And they have the late game. So Brand gets very dangerous if you ever try to 5v5. They're going to win the split push of Tryndamere. No one on your team can match that. And the Draven Leona is a very, very dangerous situation if Leona ever catches anyone and Draven's around. And if they get ahead, then Draven snowballs so hard that it's hard to come back. So, like, your only real win condition is if Echo gets very far ahead and then just starts deleting people. And he's a very good Echo player. Because Ornn's not going to do anything. Sejuani can't really do a ton on her own. Like, she's good, but, you know, she's got to have some help. And then Lucian, if Lucian starts going off, which is going to be really hard in this lane, if he starts going off, maybe you can do it if he's a really good Lucian. But you keep hearing me say if they're a really good X. Like, the champions that need to do well, Echo and Lucian. Lucian's underpowered, and he has to be really strong, like, dodge everything with his, you know, E or whatever to be effective. And Echo is just kind of a tricky champion that can be somewhat difficult to play at an optimal level. So it's not like you have an Annie that can just like press R and take over a game, or a Kassadin or something like that. Your carries are going to have to work for it a little harder, so that makes it a little tougher. So, you know, your real win con is Echo. You need to try to ward around him, protect him, try to direct him to go pick off people and gank more often, because you can't beat him in a split push. You can't beat him in a straight up 5v5. I don't think. You have to just get good vision and pick them off in the jungle while they're rotating, I think. So, you know, if you want more info on why, when you should dodge, like what the parameters are, like what happens when you actually dodge, how much elo do you lose, you don't lose any matchmaking rating, like, and just look at it on an analytical percentage basis. Usually if you have less than a 40% chance to win a game, which I think is true here, you should use your 3 LP dodge for a game. If it's less than a 25% chance to win, then you should use a 10 LP dodge. I don't know if this one's less than 25, but it might be. It's definitely less than a 40%, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, let's get in here, and I'll give you as much advice as I possibly can, and the goal here is to help you do some of these things in other games to win more. So, okay, let's go ahead and do it. Yeah, I don't recommend that too often. I try to like just say there are ways to win, you know, and just play it out and stuff like that. Although I do dodge in myself a decent amount, and I do recommend that people dodge more. This is one where it just in champion select it seems extremely lopsided.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
So we'll speed this up a little bit here.
Minions have spawned.
They're giving Ornn some buffs on 718, but right now he's one of the worst champions of all time on release. He's like 28 or 30%, and it caught me off guard too, because I knew he was going to be bad top and jungle, but I thought he'd be okay as support, but he is not. He's not okay anywhere. So that's a huge, that's your biggest liability, is that Ornn top lane. But then your bot lane is also really rough. And frankly, there's nothing really you could pick here to make it much better. I think Janna is probably the best pick in the game against Leona. It's close, like Morgana's really good too, but like maybe Morg here, because then like maybe you could catch Draven and put some pressure on him. I don't know. You could also just try like a... Yeah, there we go. Like I told you, I didn't watch this before. I'm not like... I swear I did not watch this before. That's just like off a champion select. Those are just how I'm interpreting champion select. So yeah, that's looking really bad up there. He can't. Like, it's such a bad matchup for Ornn. Tryndamere's a good champion in solo queue. Like, you don't see him that much, but he's good. Like, he's not good in professional play. The people just don't think about him that much, but he's really good in solo queue. Well, really good's a strong modifier, but he's He's definitely better than a lot of people think. What's going on over here? Looks like Echo's probably dead. Yeah, I mean, this is about all you can do. You just have to farm. Like, you can't go up and try to fight him. Let's speed it up a little bit here. Watch out for Leona. So what you want to be doing here, you want to be watching Leona. Whenever she goes in for the Q, you have to try to interrupt that with a tornado. You can knock her out of the air. Or not a Q, an E. You can knock her out of the air. Okay, that's good. That's good enough. That's good enough. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Back up. Y'all are fighting in their minion wave. They're way stronger than you still. Like, that's the thing. This is the compositional disadvantage. Let me... Yeah, just keep running. Let me turn off... There we go. So I don't see where Skarner is. So I don't have the God's Eye view here. Okay. So you got a good trade. But yeah, don't chase him into the wave like that. I know it's very frustrating, and I'm guilty of doing this too sometimes. It looks like he's so low, but he still had his heal, and you're just not going to do any damage as Janna. So, and you're running into their minion wave. Like, he could turn around and probably kill you in like 6 hits or something. Especially if Leona gets her stun back up, so... You got to remember about Draven. I talked about this in my ADC tier list video, is Draven... basically starts off with a free BF sword and change with his Q. So how are you looking on CS? Okay, you're actually winning CS. Guess you should upgrade your gold item. Okay, Fairy Charm. Alright. Yep, I like that. Help right here, help right here. Good. If Echo came down, y'all could make a play on him, but Echo's, like, not paying attention at all. Oh, go follow him, go follow him. I would have stayed with the Sedge. Okay, that was good. So she's getting a little aggressive. Okay, so take mental note of that. This is twice the Sedge has been in your jungle. Once, she... came down here to try to gank you behind this try, and now you just caught her trying to steal red. So she wants to invade, so that means you need to try to ward those entrances. This is another reason why you should get Eye of the Oasis first, because it's going to give you extra wards. Okay, that was a good try. It is hard to hit that. So what will help you out with that you want to try out as a Janna is try to stand really close to your Lucian. Try to stand directly between Lucian and Leona. Because if you throw it at an angle like that... Let me go back and show you here. If you try to throw it at an angle, it makes it very difficult because you have to hit him like right here. See how you're not directly lined up with Lucian? That means you have to hit her sort of at this angle. Whereas if you were here and you just throw it straight ahead, the timing's not going to matter on it that much, or as much. You're going to stop her because it's in a straight line. But here you miss because you're at this angle. You're creating a triangle instead of a straight line. So you need to be like positioning yourself like between Lucian and Leona, basically. So you need to be standing like here. When Lucian's here and Leona's there, you need to face up and be like right here. If she's over here and he's right there, then you need to face up right here. So you need to always be in a straight line, if you can, when Leona is within grab range. Okay. So I didn't quite kill him. That's a good exhaust, but it was close. And so I know sometimes it's hard to do that, but... That's what you want to be thinking, is you want to be thinking, okay, she could E at any moment, so I need to be lined up and ready to deal with that. Okay, let's take stock. How are the lanes looking? Top lane's still losing, but not as badly as it was because Ornn got a kill. Mid lane's losing. Yeah, mid lane's 0-2. Yeah, that's not good. That's the person that you really needed to do well. Like I said, it looked like it was probably gonna be a losing lane. Like a really high level Echo can win that lane against Brand, but it's not a reasonable expectation in Silver, I don't think. Brand's just much easier to play than Echo is, so. And Echo's a melee champion in Brand's range. Be careful, don't let him engage on you. You also don't know where Brand is, you don't know where Skarner is. Okay, Skarner's top. Yeah, still don't know where Brand is. He could be here, he could be here. Like, just stand back a bit. Whoa, does someone have grasp with the Undock? That was a little better, but you guys stand further back. You can W her. Okay, go ahead and W her and then be careful. Don't let her go on you. Don't let him back up, back up, back up, back up. Back up. Okay. Okay, that was good. That was really risky. Okay, that was good. Your team definitely needed that. Brand didn't rotate down either, so that's good. Or he could have cleaned up Sejuani. That was good. So it worked out. I don't recommend that play, though. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to make sure that you get Leona. But the problem is Leona had her cooldowns. I'm pretty sure her E and her Q were about to come back up. And so she could have easily lashed onto you and then Q'd you, and Draven could have turned around and just killed you. Just popped you. He was level 6, I'm pretty sure. So he could have popped you. So I like the play, but I think just... I don't know. It worked out, but I would say try to be a little more cautious when you're that low with doing that. So it worked out. It's not like it's an awful play. It's just like it's really risky there because you're low, and you really don't want to give Draven kills. This lane's already hard enough. So you're like you have more gold than they do, but you're not really ahead right now. Right? You have 2 kills, and that's good. And you have slightly more items than they do. But the fact that Draven has a BF sword is going to give him an astronomical advantage here. So this is a bit more... It's definitely better than it was. You're starting to get some items too. Okay, Sightstone, 2 fairies. I don't know how much you had. I guess you got 1 extra fairy charm here. That's fine. Now watch out, mid's missing. Skarner's top, but mid's missing. You need to get some more wards down. So where I recommend a good place to ward is go here and ward over this wall. That'll see if anyone's coming down the river here. You don't have to always put it in this bush. And it's a really safe place to ward over. If you are afraid that Brand might rotate down, and there's no... Oh. And there's no, if there's no wards upriver, and you're afraid Brand might rotate south. Oh, and I'll show you here in a second. Okay, good. You're okay to push him in for now because Skarner was top, but you need to watch you guys need to back up soon. You don't want to be pushing this lane because of Leona. Leona loves open field. And if Skarner or Brand comes down here and pops over this wall on this blast plant, or even if they just run up lane, they're going to kill you. Yeah, there's Skarner. Okay, so you might both be dead here. Okay. Well, you're Janna. No, doesn't matter. They're going to catch you even if you're Janna. They have too much crowd control. With Leona and Skarner. So as I was describing it, they did exactly what I described. They finished the play top lane and they just ran straight bottom. Blast planted over. And killed you. So you can't push up like that in this lane. Like, you don't want to push against very heavy tank engaged champions. Because then they get open field on you. Like, if you're under your tower, like you have been most of the game, if you keep it frozen about right here, Leona can't go into you here because of this tower. Or it's harder for her to do it. She's going to have to dive you if she wants to do that. Your team should just leave. If he goes in on that, it's a suicide mission. Well, y'all got the dragon. They're going to get... Well, maybe. Yeah, y'all can clean this up. Okay. Okay, good. So that worked out. It's pretty dangerous, but it worked out for your team. That's good. Okay, now this is a small window where Lucian's going to be more powerful because he has a completed Blade of the Ruined King, and Draven still doesn't have an item yet. So y'all have done well managing this lane. I would say that was a pretty big goof, though. Like, you need to get more wards down. If you're going to push up like that, you have to have a ward here, and you have to have a ward here, at least, minimum. And even then, if they come rolling up, like, right here, it might still be too late if you don't run immediately. Y'all need to leave. Y'all need to leave. The Brand's missing, Skarner's missing, you have no wards. Whoa, he's got Thunder Wards? Okay. Yeah, there's Brand. Y'all need to get out. Get out. Get out. Please get out. God, this Lucian is like playing with fire. Like, if he would have just straight run down there, he could have killed you. He was probably waiting on Draven, but... So, one thing to note here... Okay, so let me write some of this down here. So, Oasis faster, especially versus invades. So, you've seen... Skarner invade you a couple of times. One thing that you have to note here, too, Ornn's losing really badly, right? Not really badly, but it's not looking good. But the thing is, like, think about it from the jungler's perspective, okay? Let's just pretend that you're Skarner when you're in a game, and you're looking at these lanes. Where are you going to try to go? If you're playing, like, at an optimal level. You know, are you going to try to go up here and go top? Because Tryndamere going to have this guy pushed in, and Ornn can't fight him, like, ever at this point. So are you going to go up here in a lane that's going to be pushed in the whole time? Are you going to try to gank Echo, who has a free get-out-of-jail card most of the time? Or are you going to try to gank a Draven lane that has a Leona engage? Bot lane, right? So this is he's gonna camp this because it makes the most logical sense for him to do so. Because he doesn't have to do anything top. Top's gonna lose no matter what. He's gone top a little bit. He's middle right now. He's trying it, but you know he's gonna figure out that he doesn't have as much payoff there, and so he's gonna come bottom a lot. Brand's coming bottom right now, so. Y'all need to run. Okay. They might dive you, but this is about where you want the wave, right here. Back up, back up. He's right on a ward. Yeah. So they're going to come down here and sit on you because it makes the most sense. And Echo is losing pretty hard to Brand. So Brand's going to come down here a lot too. So, you know, you got to be ready for that. You got to have more wards up. I know you're pushed in and it's hard. This is where you want to ward those. Sit right here and ward over this wall. That way you can see Brand. Another thing you can do is go over here and ward this. That way you can see that. I didn't realize this actually provides vision. Does this? Or is this... That's got to be a glitch, right? Do these things really provide, like, free vision like that? I know they do, like, right when you pop them, they give you, like, briefly, some free vision. Oh, yeah. Um, okay. You got an ult. Okay, good. Well, he canceled it. Okay, good. Yeah, so another place to ward. I don't think this typically gives vision. I think that's got to be a glitch. You want to ward like here. So just walk up and ward over here, and then you can see if Brand's coming down this way. So ward here and ward here. If you're afraid that the mid laner is going to try to sneak down on you like that. Draven into Lucian, ladies and gentlemen. Draven into Lucian. Okay, so that's the floodgates, probably. So it looks like he's really far ahead, right? It's like, oh, okay. Draven has 250 health. You know, Lucian has, what, 800? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, can I just click on him and see? Yeah, okay. So 769 health to 228. You even have a shield on him. So he flashes that. Leona doesn't hit him. Draven drops to 22 health. Lucian has 816. One Leona stun. He pops his heal. Draven kills him. And he just cashed in like 300 extra gold. So he basically just got 2 kills. Draven had 22 health against Lucian's 800. Lucian has an item advantage because he has Kindle Gem. I guess he's going Black Cleaver or something. If he had gotten Phage or just like any swords instead of Kindle Gem, he would have had it. If he had Essence Reaver, he would have had it. If he had Infinity Edge, he definitely would have had it. So, I mean, that's just a clinic for anyone out there that has friends at ADC or whatever, is just how weak Lucian is right now. And also, specifically, how weak Blade of the Ruined King is compared to... This isn't even... If Draven had Death's Dance, it wouldn't have even been close. But it was close because he has Bloodthirster instead. But yeah, that's just how powerful Draven is right now compared to Lucian. And that's stupid. But that's just how it is. Okay, so there's Brand. Y'all need... don't go there. Do not walk in that bush. Okay. He left. Okay. But there's not... I mean, from your perspective, there's not a lot you can do there. Like, you did the best that you could. You shielded him. I don't think you had Exhaust in there, did you? I'm pretty sure you didn't have Exhaust. Let me just go back and look. It's close. I'm watching your exhaust. No. No. He was he was in the bush when your exhaust came up, so yeah, that's about all you could do.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Alright, we'll go ahead and move on a little bit here. So yeah, it's really bad. So now they're gonna get bot tower. They're really close on the other. Dang, that's huge on the minimap. That Ornn ram. Okay, so now they're going to get mid. Thank you so much for the sub. Now they're going to get mid. Brand's coming up here. You need to ping in general more, like that Brand's missing. It may not help that much, but it might be alright. Okay, so... especially against invades.
team's turret has been destroyed.
Okay. I'm just writing down some of the stuff I've been saying all along, just so I'll remember to write it at the end. Alright, that's pretty good. It's a nice ult. Heal everybody through. Okay. Yeah, so y'all need to get at least one tower. I'd go for 2. You see Brand middle. He's coming back over. Ward this. Ward this. Ward this. Don't let him come through here. Alright. Alright, now y'all gotta run. No, Lucian ran off on his own and got killed by Brand. Oh, and you backed. Okay, yeah, that's... Yeah, I guess y'all had to back to stop Trendamere. Fair enough. I really wanted to try to get 2 here just because... You need it. Like... You have to really get every advantage here, because you're not going to win late game. Oh, Lucian. He upgraded it. They're actually implementing it next patch to where people can't upgrade until Ornn's level 13. I guess he has 13 now. It's like 11 or 13 so that people won't rush those upgrades because there's such noob traps. Yeah, you should definitely have an Oasis here. You need that 4th ward. Big time. You need to be warding more in general, like ward here. Just do it. It's okay to drop wards in non-optimal spots just to get vision down. Like, just ward here, ward here. Like, don't go try to ward the tri-bush. It's a little dangerous. No, no, no. Ugh. If Leona was right there, y'all were probably dead. Like, you need to ward even in non-optimal spots. And then, he's almost dead. And then once you see where they are somewhere on the map, then you can try to go get the more optimal ward spots, but... Brand's gonna be here. Yeah, there he is. Skarner wouldn't be doing that if Brand wasn't close. Yeah, y'all have a big problem now with Trendamere. But no one can stop him. Okay, good. Y'all need to get this, and someone has to go back and get Trendamere. They see Echo doing that, so now they're going to fight you and probably kill you all. Yeah, once Echo TP's back, you guys have to run immediately. Because he did that in plain sight, they know where he is. Like, if he would have gone in the dark and done it, then maybe they wouldn't have gone that hard, but... Y'all should have gotten the tower first, and then had Echo just back. Or if you see Echo TPing like that, you need to back ping immediately a lot, because they're going to engage on you really hard. If you had exhaust, you should have used it on somebody in that fight. I don't know if it was down or up, but just anybody. You know, like, obviously, you know, you'd rather not exhaust Leona or Skarner. Like, you want to get Brand or Draven, but it's better to just use the exhaust before you die. just on somebody. Just make sure it gets used. Draven's pretty big right now. Alright, that's pretty good. Okay. Well, y'all are doing a lot better than I thought you would here. You definitely have some chances. Yeah, get this tower. How much time do you have?
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. Yeah, get inhibitor. Y'all got time. You gotta be quick, though. Get inhibitor. Put the shield on him. Okay, good. Go get Water Drake right now. Go get Water Drake right now. I'm gonna ping them back. Go get Drake. You need to ping more. Like, ping this like 5 times. Okay, y'all can't do it. You gotta leave. You gotta leave. Sejuani went top. You gotta go get that blue buff. Who needs a permanent blue buff on your whole team with Water Drake when you can go get your own personal blue buff, right? Alright. You guys, you have to let this go. You don't have Sejuani. Oh, no. They can... Okay, he got out. About to say, if they lock him up and blow him up, oh, excuse me. Okay, good move. Yeah, I do like going Mikhail's in this matchup, because what's going to lose you the game is the crowd control, so I think Mikhail's is a good call here. Although I would have gotten Oasis a lot faster. Okay, Echo is getting pretty big at this point.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
I think one thing that's kind of a theme that I've seen in several of these fights is like, you need to wait on your ult. I don't know. This is always kind of tough because you want to ult so people don't die, but you keep getting like interrupted or you keep having to cancel it early. Okay, that was redemption. All right. Okay, you don't actually have ult right now. You've got 10 seconds on ult. What is this guy doing? Oh, whoa, whoa. Yeah, I don't know what the thought process there was, but you need to play really far back at this point. Like, y'all are very far behind. I mean, it might feel like y'all are really strong right now because you got an inhibitor. They are still stronger than you. Y'all just have caught them off guard a couple of times, and that's how you had that little couple of minutes of power. But Draven is still stronger than Lucian is, even now. So I know that sometimes, you know, it can feel like you're really powerful, but you got to keep in mind, you know, just the compositions, right? Compositions, and look at items. So, you know, he's got 2.5 items, and Lucian has 3 completed items, but Draven in general is much stronger than Lucian is, and the items that he's buying are much more impactful than the items that Lucian is buying. Like, Infinity Edge is so much stronger than Bladeru and King here that it's not even close. So I would say, you know, you need to be shot call. Like, you need to be telling these people, okay, good, you're telling them to get back. But, like, I would say that in general, you need to tell them much, much sooner to get out of that stuff. Now, they may not listen, but, you know, just do as much as you can to communicate that people need to back up. And just give them something to do. Say, hey, let's go push bot lane, or let's go get top lane, you know, something. Because right now they're just wandering around waiting to die. Run. Okay, Draven left randomly to go farm, so... Alright, well, that worked out well. Yeah, just go back. I guess tab eyes are fine. You shouldn't really be getting hit by that AD that much. I would like to see just get a Mikhail's faster and just save the money on tab eye. Save the 800 or 900 gold or whatever and just get your Mikhail's completed faster. Because you've been doing a pretty good job of positioning. I mean, you really shouldn't be getting hit by Draven that much, or Tryndamere. Like, if they had a Zed or something, sure. You know, because it's hard to avoid that, or like a misfortune, but... I would like to see you just save that money and just stay brown boots, because you're already fast enough as Janna. Or Mobies. I mean, you could go Mobies. No, that seems bad. Echo's your big power, and he's bot lane. Lucian's also back in base. Yeah, y'all need to get out of there. Ping him back right now. Back, back, back. This Ornn... This Ornn's having some problems. I mean, help him, but ping him back. Let him know that they should not be there. Okay, good. There you go. Okay, Lucian finally got an Infinity Edge. That's good. I mean, look at this. Hold on, let me pause this and look. Look at this right now. This is why, like, scores don't matter, right? Like, you look at Lucian's score, and it's 12-4, right? And you're thinking, oh my god, he's so far ahead. And this is why it's important just to analyze a game itself, which is obviously, you know that. That's why you got a coaching session, right? But to analyze the game itself and not strictly look at the scores. There's so many people that are like, oh my god, such and such score. But look at the actual items that they bought, right? 4 items, 4 items. Tier 2 boots, tier 2 boots. 4 and 5, 12 and 4. So, even though Lucian has 8 more kills than Draven does right now, Draven is still stronger because they have the same amount of items, and Draven's items have a lot more synergy because he has 3 critical strike items. Whereas Bork doesn't really scale with anything. I mean, it kind of sort of scales with Cleaver, although they fixed that to where you don't stack Cleaver as fast with Bork. So one auto attack with Bork that does normal damage and then does Bork damage no longer gives you 2 stacks on Cleaver. They changed that a few patches ago. So there's really like no synergy between a lot of these items. And Draven, of course, has that extra huge on-hit damage with his Q. So Draven is actually ahead right now because of his passive where he gets extra gold and because he's farmed better than Lucian has. Okay, so I just want to point that out really quickly. That it looks like Lucian is going off this game, but now he also gets your bonuses. He gets your Ardent Sensor buff, which Leona doesn't have that, and he gets your shields. That helps him, but just saying this because it's important to recognize that you guys are still behind in this game, even though it might feel like you're really far ahead because you see Lucian getting all these kills, right? Okay, good. Be careful, don't go too far. Yeah, get inhibitor, get inhibitor. You have... Yeah, you don't have Mikhail's, yeah, you got Ninja Tab Eye. Okay, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. They're about to kill... Get out. Okay. Really good by Echo, but y'all need to leave now. Go get that dragon. Go get this dragon. Ping the dragon. Ping the dragon. Ping the dragon. Ping the dragon. What's going on in there? Y'all need to stop fighting. It worked out. It's everybody's so low. Okay, good. There's that. Get this dragon. Get the dragon. This is like the second dragon your team's just gonna walk away from. Okay, please get it. I know water dragon and air dragon don't seem like they matter much, but they're free. Like you could have had the water dragon before also. Okay, you got this one though. That's good. Yeah, just ping this stuff more. Like, just tell your team what they should be doing, like, more. I'll be honest with you. Y'all are doing far, far better than I thought you would. You really are. You're doing great. Like, I always thought you would do well. Janna is a powerhouse, and, you know, you got the appropriate build, you had the right runes, all that stuff. Do not upgrade this item. Don't ever upgrade orange support items. That's a no-no. Unless you're already at 6 items. Like, right now, I would get a flask instead of that. Okay, first of all, let me talk about this for a second. So let's look at the game state here really quickly. Alright, so you guys just got Inhibitor. Their team is still going to be... I don't know, Echo's pretty strong. The teams are about evenly matched right now. They're about evenly matched. We've got 4.5 item Brand, 4.5 item Echo, Sejuani is far more powerful than Skarner is right now, even though she's 2 and 9 and Skarner's 9 and 10. They're basically the same on items. So she has 3, almost 4 items, like 3.5. He's got 4.5, but Skarner in general is just not nearly as strong as Sejuani is. Tryndamere is still a problem, but he's not really split pushing right now. Like, he's decided he wants to show up to all these team fights, so you guys have kind of neutralized him. So the game's about even right now, and you have an inhibitor. Okay, so the next point of contention is going to be Baron. You're going to do this sometime over the next, 3 to 5 minutes. You should, while the inhibitor's down. So you want to be setting up vision right here. Maybe setting up vision here. And then you have to have a pink ward on Baron to shut out vision. That creates so much threat where they have to go check it. And that's going to give you opportunities to engage on them with Sejuani and just catch them out of position, right? So you have to have pinks right now because the core goal right now to win this game is to control vision of this area. Wait, who has the ZZ Rod? Is that what that is? I don't know. Is that a... Okay, anyways. No. Oh, that's part of the skin. Okay, gotcha. That looks kind of like a ZZ Rod portal. Okay. But vision is your goal here. So what I would not buy this. Aegis of the Legion. It does give you armor. It does give you magic resist. It is efficient to buy that in terms of your gold, right? Because I assume you probably want Locket against Brand, which is a good idea. But it's not worth giving up your pink ward slot for this because the core goal right now is to shut out vision around Baron. This is how you win the game. This is make or break. Because the next couple of fights are going to decide the game. One way or another. And I'm not saying that just because I can see this right here. I'm saying that because just in general, around 37 minutes, couple of fights usually determine the game. Whoever loses 1 or 2 more fights loses the game. So that means you need vision. You need to clear this out with pinks, and I would get a flask. So I would get pinks here, and I would get a an AP flask. So that you're as strong as you possibly can be for this particular power spike window, which is like the next 3 minutes, which are probably going to determine the game. Okay, so I just want to throw that out there. Like, you have sweepers, but it's not enough, because they're going to come in here and just keep dropping wards over this wall. Probably. She sounds upset in there. Yeah. Okay, Lucian's not here. Lucian's trying to face Tryndamere for some reason. This is that age-old problem that I was talking about. Y'all still don't have a good answer to Tryndamere. And he's probably going to get caught trying to defend this tower. Y'all need to just push up middle right now. And then go rotate down here. They have 2 people down here. Y'all don't have any damage here. You're not gonna win this. I don't think. I guess Brand got run out of the gym, but he's gonna come back and cast stuff. I mean, Echo and Lucian are bottom. Oh, there's Tryndamere. And there's Draven. Okay, so they outsmarted you. So they're going to kill all 3 of you. And then either get Baron or run it up middle. Yeah, so y'all got flanked. Yeah, you need to ping people back. Because there's no way that you're going to kill them here. Because it's Sejuani and Ornn. So there's no way you're going to kill them. So what y'all should have done is just push up the wave a little bit and then run away and then go down here and collapse and kill those 2. Tryndamere can probably get away, but Draven's not going to get away. So you could get a free kill and then probably go up here and either get Baron or push for this tier 2. Probably push for this tier 2 would be better. Okay, so they're gonna go to Baron probably. Yeah. Y'all need to give this up. You need to ping them. Just say don't even. Just ping it and just say don't even. I mean, maybe not be that sassy about it, but okay. I thought that Lucian was going to try to go up there. I mean, it's a perfect time to get Gromp, right? Got to get that Gromp. Got to have the Gromp. When they just did Baron. Alright. Okay, so they have Baron. Let me go ahead and take that down there. Okay. So they have Baron, but yeah, y'all need to back up. Get out of that. Y'all need to just wait on him here. So you need to be dropping wards like here, here. Because you got to think, where are they most likely to go on the map right now? And the answer is mid lane. No, y'all need to leave. You don't have Echo. You don't have Echo. No, 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 no. Yeah, so I think you went for that, Did you go for the offensive, Janna? Did you try to... Let me see. Yeah. So you gotta understand power and numbers. Like, it looks like it is a 4v5 here because Echo's top. Echo doesn't have TP. You need to be aware that Echo doesn't have TP. Anytime you see someone off-splitting like that on your team, the first thing you should do is press tab and see if they have teleport. Oh, you got caught. Okay. So you weren't deliberately trying for the, I thought you maybe flashed on the other side of them and just try to do one of the fancy knock them back into your team with Janna. No, she just kind of walked right up into melee combat with him. I'm not sure what... Maybe it was just a small lapse in judgment there. But yeah, you gotta just back up. Like, you shouldn't even be anywhere close. Like, you gotta ask yourself, why are you guys fighting right here? Like, what are you contesting? You know what I'm saying? Like, not only, okay, just set aside the fact that Echo's up here and doesn't have teleport up. Even if Echo was here, why would you fight right here? Like, you don't have good vision of this area. There's nothing there you're trying to fight for. Like, there's not even a red buff. There's no red buff. There's no dragon. There's just no reason to fight here. There's no resources here. Like, there's like raptors or something. Whatever. Just give them raptors. You want to fight them at a tower. Because that tower is like a 6th person on your team. So if there's nothing on the map that's important they could take, then you want to fight them at the towers. You know they're all there. Like, just as a team, you know they're all there, right? So not just you personally, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, it's unfortunate you got caught, and yes, Echo is top lane, but even if 5 people are here, there's no reason to go in here to fight them over this. Like, you're fighting them over a Skarner node. You know, like, just give them the Skarner node. That's another thing, is Skarner has this node, so he gets all this extra stuff. He gets extra attack speed, extra mana regeneration, all this stuff. So you don't want to fight him. Just give him the chickens. Yeah, so... You know, yeah, you did get caught, and that's unfortunate. But the bigger thing to take away from this, you know, you'll probably do better about that next game and not get caught, I'm sure, with Skarner. But... the main reason... I think that's probably the end of the game, right? I mean, the main reason is that I want you to take away from this is you don't need to fight there. Like, there's no reason to fight there. Because there's nothing. Like, maybe if there was Elder Dragon and you guys are trying to come up and, like, maybe try to defend Elder, like, that's still questionable because they're so strong right now with Baron and just their team comp. But that would at least be, like, a reason to go out and try to fight them there, right? But there's nothing there. Like, there's just no reason to be there. So, if you don't have a reason to fight... in like a tight space against Brand, especially Brand and Leona, if you don't have a reason to fight away from your base when they have Baron, then make them come to your base and fight them there. Okay, yeah. So the easy answer to that is you personally should not be caught. But the better sort of higher order thinking, reasoning there is that you shouldn't be there in the first place. Like, so step 1, don't get caught personally. Step 2, next level up and sort of thinking is check your tab and make sure that Echo has teleport. Just because a teammate took the summoner spell teleport and is splitting does not mean they have it up. So make sure that they have teleport ready when they're splitting. And then the step 3 that's up is don't in general, don't force fights that you don't need to fight when you're behind and they have Baron. Okay. Okay, let's put down choose fights carefully. Okay, so let's do a really quick recap here. Alright, so I'm going to say get Oasis faster versus, let me see, especially versus invades. So, like I said, you saw early on that Skarner tried to wrap around the tri-bush to gank you in lane, and you saw that he was invading to get red. So that means you definitely want 4 wards so that you can try to control that area. And it's really good to understand defensive warding. I'm just going to recap that with you real quick. I talked about it in the game, and I have a video called Vision Domination that you could check out as well on the main channel. That'll talk more about this concept. Just sort of a basic one if you're on blue side like this and you're in a losing lane, which you were, and so you're just kind of pushing a tower the whole time. Obviously, you can't get great vision. You can't just like walk past Draven and Leona to go ward like River. That's unreasonable. But you can get more defensive vision that's useful. So what you can do, and you don't want to, also when you're in this position, you don't want to leave lane for too long because you're going to miss experience because it's going to get crashed into the tower, right? So obviously tri-bush is one, and you got the tri-bush. But another one that's good is here, and you ward over this wall. That'll see if they come down at least this part of the river. And then another one that a lot of people don't utilize is you can go back and ward over this wall really quick and see this junction here in your own jungle. So, that seems kind of weird. Like, why would you ward there? But the reason is if Brand comes down, which he tried to do a couple of times, this avenue, then you're going to see him. Or if Skarner tries to come down and wrap around any wards you have in here, if he tries to go through here and wrap around. Or maybe sometimes some junglers even go as far as like trying to wrap through here. Or like trying to come down and they'll take this blast plant over here and try to dive you or something. So there are lots of situations where a jungler, the enemy jungler or mid laner might come walking through this area in your own jungle. He might just be trying to invade red again and you see him. So this is really unexpected. A lot of junglers will think that, they'll expect you to have tri-bush warded, but they're not going to expect you to have this warded. And so you can really catch them off guard with that. Because there's nothing else you're doing with your wards, right? Like, where are the places that you might ward? You might ward here. This is a decent place to ward to. So you have to drop one here, maybe one in the tri-bush, and then probably like one over here or over here, depending on where you want to go. You could even just drop one here and drop one here and just not even put one in the tri-bush. Because you're already going to see them if they're right here, and you're going to see them if they're right here. So then you're going to have at least this zone covered defensively. Because right now, like, your jungle was just completely black because no one was warding anything in here. And so Skarner kept trying for invades, and Brand kept running up and down this area without really any repercussions. So that's really good sort of defensive warding tactics there. So you want to get Oasis so that you can keep wards up faster for your team. Okay, ward more defensively. So there's one time in particular I was thinking of bot lane when you were very, you were pretty low and you tried to bounce the Leona back into your team. And it worked out. Your team did get the kills, but they could have turned around and popped you there. There were another couple of times too where you ulted really quickly when Draven still had his ult, or not his ult, but his stand aside, or Leona had some way to knock you out of it, and they would knock you out of it really quickly. So just wait on, and I don't think Draven was trying to throw the stand aside specifically to stop your ult. I think he was just throwing it at your AD carry, and it just happened to hit you. So just make sure that you space out a little bit if possible, so that you don't get hit with crowd control while you're trying to ult. So just be a little bit more conservative with your ult. I would say so line your position with Leona, which means just like be in a straight line with her. Like have it to where you are all set up in a line. Your AD carry, Leona, and you need to all be in a straight line. Then that way when she tries to E onto them, you throw your tornado. You have a much more forgiving timing window, because if she tries to E at any point when that tornado is heading towards her, it's going to knock her out of it. So, it completely stuffs her. There's no way she can get through that. Whereas if you're at a triangle formation, like I showed on the replay, then you can actually miss with your tornado, because it's only going to be relevant for that brief window where it crosses the line between her and Lucian. So you see what I'm saying? That tornado is only relevant when it's in line, when it's in between the line that is separating Leona and Lucian as she tries to go in. And so if you're in a straight line, you have a much longer window of blockage than if you're hitting it at a perpendicular angle. So you were doing this some, and that's good. You were shot calling, you were directing the team a little bit, but I would say that, you potentially could be doing it even more, right? So there were a couple of dragons that were left on the table that you could have done faster. It is getting your team to rotate and just try to get more stuff. Because it felt like a lot of the time people were just wandering around and just sort of aimlessly and getting caught out a lot. So just try to get them together. Say, hey, let's go get this tier 2. Hey, help me get vision control over Baron. Let's go, pressure Baron, pressure tier 2. Let's go even just ward their jungle and maybe try to catch them out in a bush. So I think just getting your team to get together and do stuff more is clear. Tell Echo, hey, we need you with us when you don't have teleport up. Let's just chill and wait till Echo has teleport, and then we can split. Just saying stuff like that helps out so much. So that gives people, like, a purpose. They're like, okay, we're going to group until Echo gets teleport in 2 minutes, and then we're going to split. So really one of the back-breaking moments in the game was when they were splitting bottom with Draven and Tryndamere, and then Echo or somebody went down there, and you guys kept fighting in the middle, and you had no kill pressure at all. Like, you had Sejuani and Ornn. They're just not going to kill anybody, and you're not going to kill anybody. And then they ended up, the fight lasted for like 30 seconds or something, and the people in the bot lane ended up rotating up, flanking you, killing you, and getting Baron off of it. That was a huge play. So you need to let them know they need to back up. What's up?
You want some sandwiches?
Here in a little bit. I'm kind of full from these things.
How many did you have?
5. I only had 1 or 2. I'm almost done with this. Okay, and then finally, so pick your fights carefully. So that's what I talked about at the end there, which is, just think about it. Do we really want to fight here? Why are we here? What are we contesting? Like, just because you see enemies doesn't mean you have to fight. And I know it's not you who started that, really. Like, they caught you and that's what started it. But I know you're just trying to defend and peel off of probably I don't remember who was in there, the Sejuani or something. But just ping them back. And if they want to go, like, just stay really far back and try to get them to get out of there. Because just because you see enemies doesn't mean you have to fight. So just in general, like I said, I don't think that's your mentality, but you need to communicate that with your team as well, that you don't have to fight just because you can fight. You can wait. You can force them to come and fight you in your base. So it was going to be tough against that Tryndamere split push when he has Baron, but you would have had a better chance if you had a tower to help you out. Because that at least makes it a little bit harder for Leona to dive. They're going to be taking tower shots if they want to do it. So that does add up. You know, over the course of like a 20-second fight, you know, 20 tower shots or whatever is an extra however much damage. You know, a lot. Like 5,000 damage in a team fight. So you want to force them to fight under your towers as much as possible. Okay, and that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. I think there were definitely some places here where you could improve for sure. We talked about those. And just for anyone else watching the video that's interested, you can get your own coaching session. It's just a $20 donation. Just email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. If you want to watch more coaching sessions, you can find them here at this link. If you want to see my in-depth Janna guide, I've got it here. If you want to see other champion guides, I've got you covered there as well. If you want to become a member, it's a really fun system that I just started a couple of months ago. I guess about a month and a half ago at this point. Where every Tuesday I play normals with members. I play champions that people vote on, so it's a fun night. We just play a lot of normals, kind of build a community. We've been having a great time with it so far. We all get on Discord, kind of talk, laugh, joke around about stuff. And yeah, it's a good system. So if you're interested, just click on this link. I've got the details here. You can read about it. And then I've got the link down at the bottom. Like I said, it's just $5 a month. I just run it through PayPal. There's no contracts, no cancellations. You know, just as long as you want to support the channel and you enjoy the content that comes out here, then that's a pretty good system. If you want to get a coaching video, you get 10% off of all of my donation services, including a coaching video. So if you're thinking about getting a coaching video, you could just go ahead and become a member, get 10% off for $2 and get a coaching video for $18. Then the membership for the first month is basically just $3 if you do that. So it's already less than a quarter a day, and then it would turn into like a dime a day or something. So I think it's a really good system. I think it's a ton of fun. You get access to the Discord, you get to play on members nights, and you get to vote on champions that you watch me play every week. And then when Warhammer 2 comes out, if you're interested in that at all, you can vote on the factions that you want to see for that week, and I'll release some episodes for that. So anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much again, Justin. I really appreciate it. And I'll see everybody next time. Have a good day.